Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm one of the students, Morg.
I'm the other student, Devon.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. And we are talking about the first 4 episodes of Season 1 of Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom!
Sonic Boom!
Got more beefy Knuckles content for all of y'all.
Himbo Knuckles is finally here.
I believe the only bit of news that's immediately coming to mind is that at some point Ken Penders recently posted a full list of everything he specifically owns copyright to. With registration numbers and stuff.
Let's fucking go.
Someone posted that, and
the funniest thing right now to me is just a lot of these characters are like just happen to have names of like other characters from things or like share names with other stuff in Sonic. And it's all a coincidence. So for example, there's a character named Maria, no relation to Sonic Adventure 2 Maria.
Right.
There's a character named Steppenwolf, but not the PC Steppenwolf.
Uncle Steppy!
Let's see. Some of these names are just fun to look at. Jordan with 2 N's.
Jordan.
Let's see, Mr. Periwinkle. Mellow the Bee, who is Charmy Bee's brother.
Oh, great.
Let's see, Nick the Weasel. Let's see. Oh, here's where it gets real fun. The concepts created. Actually, I should link this right now in the chat so you can see this. Yeah, here are the concepts. And the first thing is in the oh my god, I'm looking at the cutoff point. And it does say Green Knuckles is its own thing.
Yeah, Green Knuckles!
Green fucking Knuckles!
There's Argyle.
Argyle? Like...
Argyle is copyrighted?
Apparently.
Like the person? Like your co-host?
Oh, also in the, first of the 2 posts, or is it here? One of these, it specifically says that, Surge is based on, James Dean?
What?
Not Surge, not Surge. I'm thinking of the other character, Scourge.
Yeah, I thought you meant Scourge, but, I guess cause it's he's a bad boy, but is it the whole thing about James Dean is that he's, an asshole with, a heart of gold character a lot of the times, whereas, Scourge is,
just an asshole.
I don't know.
Yeah, just a fucker.
Let's see.
He has the Twilight Zone, copyrighted on here.
What? Wait!
Concepts created, second page, Twilight Zone.
He also copyrighted the stand-in for LSD that killed Mello.
Yeah, Lemon Sun Drop Dandelion. That's a thing that's in these comics that we will someday discuss.
Give me that shit that killed Mello.
Give me that shit that killed Mello right fucking now.
Smoking that shit that killed Mello.
Me when I smoke that shit that killed Mello?
But I'm still just
oh.
Well, that's how it killed Mello.
Damn.
Also the Zoot Shoot.
Zoot Shoot Boogie!
Zoot Shoot Baby!
Love Shot Baby. Or Zoot Shoot sounds like that thing from the boom tube. It reminds me of the boom tube from,
I wonder. It might be inspired by that, I don't know. It's not like it's just a funny tube you go down, but, I wonder if the name came from that.
Gonna go around calling myself Christopheles just to piss off Ken
Magical
Penders.
Mr. Christopheles.
Magical Mr. Christopheles.
Okay. I think that's all I have to say about that, unless you have any, like, fun things you spotted on here.
How can you just copyright a society, though? Echidna Society. I copyrighted Dingo Society. The Devil's Gulag.
I copyright The Devil's Gulag.
Pretty good. I copyrighted Ultimate
good.
Annihilator. He copyrighted Ultimate Annihilator. Like, what does that even mean?
I love the ability to copyright a name as simple as Simon. How do you ever bring that to, like, court?
I copyrighted the Forbidden.
How do you ever, like...
If you copyright the Forbidden Zone, what am I gonna call my fucking genitalia?
Right.
Yeah, like, how do you say, hey, that kid's fucking named Simon, he owes me money? I got that shit copyrighted.
Sound of Silence is like
This is spoken by someone who doesn't know how copyright laws work, and I don't ever want to learn.
Oh, no.
Sound of Silence sounds like some kind of fucking magic spell in, like, D&D.
Okay, I am realizing on this copyright list that he has a character named Jordan with one N and a Jordan with two N's. So, that'll be fun.
Very creative.
I can't wait to meet Jordan with one N and then their evil twin Jordan with two N's.
This is... Honestly, half the fun of this is just the sort of excitement you get from hitting a random page on a wiki.
I love that he just posted it, like, yeah, this is a good thing that I've done.
Yeah, he just tweeted this shit out.
He's like, yep.
He does start this tweet saying, as promised. So I guess people, like, wanted to ask him about this. I don't know if they're like,
who is asking him about this?
I'm like, I don't know about specifically him, but, yeah.
My thing is, who is just regularly trying to interact with Ken Penders of all people?
Honestly,
who is like,
yeah,
a lot of people are probably fucking at him. So that's it for news, I think. I can't think of any big announcements that have been made.
No.
Some comic...
no.
A comic that I saw came out last episode came out between recording and now. The encyclopedia is out there. It seems to be focused more on the games than, like, just general lore. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. So, let's start talking about the Sonic Boom TV show. First impressions.
First episode, Tails dies.
Yeah, Tails dies.
The episode is called Tails Dies. Kind of fucked up if you ask me.
Tails dies. Starting off with a bang.
Sidekick.
Yep, this one's called Sidekicks, and
I will say, I wasn't fully expecting it. This show got a few genuine laughs.
Yeah, I think it has. I think Sonic Boom has
a lot of great, like, comedic timing bits.
Yeah, it's got some hits and misses, but like when it hits, it hits.
Yeah, it knows.
Mm-hmm. So we open our first episode with Sonic chasing Eggman. He's calling him an egghead, but, and Eggman sends out a robot to attack him called Burnbot, but he doesn't have any burning or fire weapons. He just has claws.
And everyone's like, what the fuck? Why did you name it this, you idiot?
Yeah, Sonic is real pissed about this.
Mm-hmm. He's
like, oh, so you're gonna spray me with acid? And he's like, no. He's like, is it gonna set me on fire? And he's like, no. He has claws. And he's like, well, why the fuck is he called Burnbot, you asshole?
Mm-hmm. Then Tails comes in to help out, flying in his plane. He, sends out a rope. Sonic grabs onto it and uses it to, swing around and kick the robot. However, in this fight...
He sends out a rope in the weirdest way, in which he, presses a button on his plane, and then he clenches his fist like he has a power glove, and I'm like, is he about to do a big punch? Does he have, Thanos' cosmic gauntlet or whatever the fuck? And then he just throws out a rope, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sonic kicks the robot. Tails, in the chaos of the fight, Tails' plane starts to crash. Sonic is able to beat Burnbot, but Tails has crashed. Sonic's immediate reaction is to, check his heartbeat to make sure he's still alive. He's, kinda freaking out.
He is.
Tails is fine.
I will say, when Tails was crashing, they did get their first genuine laugh out of me, because Sonic is like, Tails, pull the emergency parachute. And he, grabs it, and the whole lever comes away, and he just kind of looks at the camera, and, a duck quack noise plays in the background as he does.
It's
Yeah, he just, pulls out, he's just quack. And I'm like, oh, okay.
When Tails eventually comes to, Sonic is telling him that he's retired, from being a sidekick.
Tails, forced to retire.
He's using the same sort of language like a boss would do when firing a longtime employee. And
you get more time to spend with the grandkids. I don't have any grandkids. Well, now you can go get some.
I was like, what, are you expecting him to fuck? What is happening?
Tails adopt a grandkid.
Just adopt some grandkids.
Yeah, I guess.
Afterwards, Sonic puts out advertisements for a new sidekick. And it is just straight up a job application. You, need a resume and references, and
Eggman is like, can you fucking believe this guy? And his two robots are like, well, actually, getting a reference and a resume in this job market is very smart.
Yeah. Which, true.
Yeah.
In this job market? Are you kidding me? Sheesh.
So, he comes up with a plan, to, sabotage this. And he's, doing an evil laugh. And then, the camera pans down and we see that it's, a security camera he has set up.
Yeah. I was like, what is this bit for?
We get the audition sequence. Among the, applicants are, let's see, Amy, Knuckles, some generic models, Fastidious Beaver, and a mysterious cloaked figure.
The beaver comes back.
Yeah. Fastidious Beaver is a recurring character in this show.
Hooray.
Seems like a nerd.
Seems like a loser.
He's pedantic, and will correct people when they say who instead of whom. That's his joke.
My enemy.
So among the auditions is Amy, who is going about this like some sort of acting bit. She can show she can juggle and do a bad Italian accent. Knuckles tries...
And sing.
Yeah. Knuckles tries to audition Sonic to be his sidekick.
He's like, no, other way around, bud.
He says that if he...
Knuckles is like, your names will be Knuckles Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the mysterious cloaked figure says that he's the perfect candidate, and then attempts to dramatically reveal himself, but just falls over. It's Tails.
Yeah, it's Tails. To the surprise of no one,
It's Tails.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was surprised because I thought they were gonna introduce Styx, and then they just didn't.
No, Styx is just part of the crew.
Styx is just there.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, Styx just pops in next episode, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So then Eggman comes in and tries to apply to be Sonic's sidekick. Sonic realizes he's down to Tails, who he doesn't want to hire because he's worried about him getting in danger, and Eggman, who he doesn't want to hire because he's his enemy. He tries to come up with a third candidate. He picks Fastidious Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
To prove who is the best candidate, they have to race to Mount Safety on hoverboards, capture a flag, and bring it back.
The poorly named Mount Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Known for its incredible danger.
So we get the three of them sort of racing. Fastidious Beaver is like just sort of pushed and falls into the jungle bed, jungle floor, whatever.
Yeah, he's killed. No,
yeah, he's forced to retire.
Yeah, he's forced to retire.
Yeah,
hey, same brain.
Soon enough, now that it's just Eggman and Tails, they both switch to like their preferred methods of flight, plane, hoverball. What ends up happening is
Fastidious Beaver proceeds to curl up in a ball and just suck his own.
Yeah. So, what ends up happening in this sequence is Eggman breaks Tails' plane again, and Tails crashes into a frozen lake.
Fucked up. He's trying to kill Tails again.
Mm-hmm.
Who could have foreseen?
Yeah. Sonic goes to save him, and Eggman reveals that he brought back Burnbot, and Burnbot can burn things now.
And he melts the ice because, like, he does save Tails at first.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're, like, standing on the ice still, and he's, like, melting. And so he's like, fuck, I can't fucking swim!
Mm-hmm. What ends up happening...
He's like, oh shit!
Yeah. They plunge into the icy waters, but Tails rescues Sonic. By pulling him out and flying him into the air.
At first he's waterlogged, which is interesting. I was like...
Yeah, Tails tries to pull him out at first, and it's like, you're too heavy, you're too waterlogged, like, they can't do it. And
what
then
is
he just, like, goes under Sonic.
Like, what? I guess his fur? Because I was like, usually it's clothes that are waterlogged, right? He doesn't fucking wear clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's his shoes.
No, maybe.
He's like, damn, Sonic, your shoes, they're too heavy.
Right.
Get off your shoes, show us your feet.
I'm always asking this.
Sonic, wear them toes.
It would be really funny if Eggman took off Sonic's shoes and tickled them.
It would be so fucking funny. I'm actually just kidding, haha.
Yeah, I'm normal. So.
Alright.
So Eggman, defeated, flies away and swears that next time he'll get a new robot that's even tougher and deadlier, and will have lasers and feed him ham.
Fucking lasers.
Eggman defeated. Is this anything?
Yeah, sure. We also get a little conclusion to the bit with Amy and Knuckles where Knuckles decides to hire Amy to be Knuckles Jr. Or rather,
Knucklina.
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 Mm-hmm. So.
And still no sign of Sticks.
Yeah. So, we move on to our second episode. Can an evil genius crash on your couch for a few days?
Quite a mouthful of a title.
Yeah.
It is what it says on the
answer
tin.
might surprise you.
It is what it says on the tin, kind of.
Yeah. If nothing else, Sonic Boom is a sitcom.
Which is all I want Sonic to be.
Mm-hmm. So, it's nighttime. Sonic's sleeping in his house. By the way, everyone has houses in this setting.
Although Tails lives with Sonic, so.
God, I wish that were me.
I think in later episodes, Tails gets a workshop, which I think sort of becomes his main house.
I think it's like attached to the house, so he like sometimes just stays in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real historians will say they were roommates kind of deal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, Sonic is sleeping and wakes up to a knock on his door.
It's Eggman!
It's Eggman! He's wearing a trench coat for some reason.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why is he wearing a trench coat? That never comes up.
He's a hard-boiled detective. He's a hard-boiled detective on a cold, rainy night. Leave him alone.
Yeah. He says his lair was destroyed in a terrible storm, and he begs Sonic to let him stay with him. He promises that he won't try to capture him, and surprisingly enough, Sonic agrees to this. And also, Eggman brings along Orbot and Cubot.
There's just a lot of Orbot Cubot, like, jokes at their expense in this episode.
Yeah. The next morning, Sonic's friends come to visit him, and they see Eggman in his footy pajamas.
You know it's evil because there's an evil trap door on the back.
Yeah. Wonder what that's for.
I wonder what that's for.
He also has made Tails serve him a salmon eggs Benedict, and then complains when Tails gets it wrong.
Sonic says something real fucked up here, in which they're like, hey, Sonic, why is Eggman here? And Sonic says, Tails agreed to let him stay. And I say, Sonic, that was you.
Sonic just needs
he likes to blame Tails, though.
It's like, Sonic, you answered that door. Tails wasn't in that conversation.
Sonic needs someone to, blame his mistakes on.
Is Tails Sonic's Orbot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Styx is here.
Hey, Styx. I didn't know your name for the first 90% of this episode.
Why would you? Like, why would we know this? Like, why would we know her name? She's not even in the game. I don't understand. She's just there.
I was like,
it's fine.
I was like, is this one of those situations where, like, the production date and, like, the date episodes air are different? So in one episode, we're going to get introduced to Styx down the line?
I don't think there's ever, like, a real...
Or is this just going to be, like, a damn, I hope...
I don't think there's ever, like, a real introduction episode for Styx. She's just part of the group.
Yeah, is this... Yeah, she's just here.
She's here. She's normal.
Well, she's
here, she's normal, and she's
the
entirely
most normal
correct.
Character.
She immediately accuses Eggman of some sort of scheme. She's right.
She's right.
But
she's also cast as, like, very paranoid.
Yeah, I mean, in these early episodes, we don't really see it, but she has a lot of thoughts on a lot of things.
You see it in, like, the third episode.
Yeah.
So, Eggman is upset. Amy tries to comfort him. We get a bad housemate montage. Eggman will...
Yeah, Eggman loves pillow fights.
He loves pillow fights. He snores. He, hogs the fridge. So, after this montage, Sonic, like, gets mad at him. He's, like, crying, and Amy, like, tells him, let's talk it out, and...
Yeah, Sonic's not crying, Eggman's crying.
Yeah.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
And, Amy's approach to this is to be like a mediocre guidance counselor, and like,
God, yeah.
starts out like asking, she like asks Sonic to like phrase what he feels about, how he feels about Eggman, and he says, she's like, X makes me feel Y. And Sonic responds that living with Eggman makes him miserable because he's a horrible roommate and nobody in the house loves him.
And he's true. He got it in one.
Mm-hmm. Eggman is like explaining he's never lived with other people before, besides Orbot and Cubot, who don't count.
Because they don't have souls.
Because they're robots. They're robots and they don't have souls.
They're like, that's fucked. But then they're like, oh, it's right. It's true.
No, he's right. He's true. He's correct.
I'm like, oh, okay. If you say so.
As long as they know.
Amy makes them do a group hug, and we get another roommate montage.
This time he's a better roommate, and he does, like, chores? But he's kind of still obnoxious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time he's, like, obnoxiously nice.
Mm.
He almost does pillow fight the Tails again, but then, like, flips his pillow instead.
Mm-hmm.
Did we mention that Tails was losing fucking brain cells over this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. He does say...
Yeah, Tails said he had short-term memory loss.
I was like, dude!
And then, like,
how hard are those pillows?
When he says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tails is not doing alright.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
After the, good roommate montage, Eggman makes Sonic and Tails stay up all night watching Comedy Chimp with him.
Comedy Chimp. What the fuck is Comedy Chimp?
Comedy Chimp is
the NFT cartoon.
Comedy Chimp, I guess the best way to describe him would be, the Krusty the Clown of Sonic Boom.
He shows up in episode 3.
Yeah.
As like a character.
Yeah, and it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
He's, yeah.
Sonic Boom predict NFT 8.
No.
Oh no.
No.
They, after an all-nighter where Sonic and Tails get no sleep, Eggman reveals to the group that this was all a plot to make them too tired to fight a robot for him.
And Styx was like, I was right! Fuck!
Styx is right.
Yeah, she was right.
Styx got it in one.
Mm-hmm. It's an obliterator bot. It's a big robot. However, it doesn't understand Eggman's commands and decides instead of fighting Sonic and Tails, it's going to destroy his fortress for real this time.
Yeah, because he says, destroy Sonic and those four. And the robot says, destroy the fortress.
Yeah.
And Eggman's like, hey, what the fuck? And his robots are like, yeah, sorry, we're working out a few kinks.
Mm-hmm. Sonic agrees to help with this because if Eggman doesn't get this robot destroyed, he'll have to live with Sonic for real this time.
And Sonic and Tails are...
Hey, no he doesn't. Sonic can just say no.
Ed? He does. At the end of the episode. But, for now, Sonic's like...
Yeah, he can just be like, fuck you.
Sonic's like, no, I guess I'll have to help you. Fuck me.
They race over to Eggman's fortress, and in order to take out the Obliterator bot, there are 2 kill switches they have to get to. Sonic runs along the fortress walls while Tails hacks into the security system. But they're too tired to do it.
Yeah, there's just a lot of, switching off who's falling asleep.
Yeah, because Eggman's like, you have to hit the buttons at the same time, and every time he, looks, one of the others is falling asleep.
He's, running back and forth. But then he realizes there is a way to deal with this, which is to wake them up with a kazoo. By the way, I forgot to mention, in the Good Roommate montage, he plays a kazoo during a board game.
Yeah, he plays... I don't know if it's, part of the board game that you have to play kazoo, or if it's just oh, I'm winning, so I'm gonna play kazoo. I don't really remember, but yeah,
That's a fun twist I'm gonna start playing on all my board games. Every time it looks like someone's not paying attention, I'll just play a kazoo loudly.
That's what a DM should do to make their players pay attention.
Yeah, if anyone looks at their phone even once, the kazoo's coming the fuck out.
I'm just thinking of the Germa robot noise story.
What?
In a stream, I don't know what stream, Germa985 explains, he used to be a substitute teacher, and his method for calming down a classroom was to just walk in, make really weird robot noises, and then everyone has his attention.
What the fuck?
Did he just walk in and make the Michael Bay Transformer noises?
I'm going to just insert that sound effect right here.
Jesus.
It's or something like that.
Okay.
Be even funnier if he walked in and did the Michael Bay Transformer noises.
So, ultimately, Sonic and Tails fail their mission to destroy the to save the fortress, but it's okay because
they destroy the robot.
They destroy the robot, but the fortress gets destroyed anyways.
And Eggman's like, "Fuck! I need a place to stay. Do you guys wanna house me for a little bit?" And he lays down in a chair, a beach chair, just relaxing, and Sonic picks it up and moves it. And he's like, no, absolutely
He's like,
I refuse to house you.
Yeah.
You also tried to fucking kill us, so no.
Yeah. And I think the episode ends with Amy trying to be a therapist to Eggman again.
And Eggman hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eggman despises this.
We move on to episode 3. Translate this.
Wait.
Okay. So I think there might be a little bit of a confusion.
Yeah.
Because I think Hulu's episode order and the episode order for the episodes, for real are different.
Oh no. I watched a different show, cause I watched,
Because Morg, did you watch the one where, Stick has to go to a fancy, elegant dinner party?
Yeah, I, watched the version on Hulu.
So I watched both.
Okay,
good.
Okay, so I've seen both. So, we have a rare opportunity. We can do both, and we can just try our best to describe, the ones that y'all haven't seen to each other.
We could try. I mean, and then the fourth one I saw, just cause like, I feel like we're messing this up, is,
was the funny dog one, right?
Yeah,
No.
So we've all seen the funny dog
the circus.
episode. No, the circus?
No, we haven't seen the funny dog. The circus was the one Morg saw, and you see the funny dog one.
I fucked up! No!
Alright. I had a lingering worry this might happen. Oh no. So, we'll try to work this out next time we record.
Sorry.
But no, it's fine.
I should have been when you were like, oh, I watched on Hulu and this is the order. That's when I should have been like, I should make sure the order is the same on YouTube, that is, cause there's also, Sonic Boom uploaded all of its,
episodes
to YouTube.
You see, I didn't know either, Morg. I watched the one on YouTube first, Morg, and then I, saw the Ask post go up, and I was like, there is no funny, smiling Eggman cake in any of the episodes I watched.
Okay.
And then I was like, uh-oh.
Do you wanna, since you made the Ask post, I guess, do you mind just, talking about the ones you saw to the best of your ability? I mean, you are the teacher, right? So.
Yeah.
You could just tell us kind of what.
And then you can teach me about, well, I've seen the episodes before, I know them. But I'd love to hear about it. So. I'll just translate this. Okay, so. Translate this. Sonic and friends, they're at the beach. Tails has introduced the Universal Translator, and it translates everything, including, this is what it mostly does in this episode, what you mean when you say something.
Yeah, apparently it can read minds.
It basically reads minds.
Also, it's telling out what you actually mean. I feel like that's bad. That's bad. That's not a good...
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing we learned. Sonic and his friends only have negative thoughts about each other.
Yeah, they all start talking shit out about each other through the Universal Translator. There's a reference to, Amy having a crush on Sonic, which in this
I say, shouldn't everyone know about that?
Yeah, in this continuity, their romance, their attraction to each other is something that's not discussed. It's something they try to hide from each other. It doesn't come up very often. It's super rare.
It seems kinda not talked about very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can only think of 2 instances, maybe 3, where they talk about it. Eggman is watching this from afar and plots to take advantage of this to ruin their friendship, and when divided they will fall. That night, Orbot and Cubot break into Tails' place to, mess with the, Universal Translator, hereforth referred to as UT.
They just, switch it out.
Yeah.
Undertale.
Eggman controls the voice box remotely, and the actual UT is, with Eggman praising him.
He's praising him?
I don't know if the implication is that whenever Eggman talks, he's praising himself, or if Orbot and Cubot are praising him.
Right. I think it's responding to what Eggman's thoughts are when he says things. Which is, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm so wonderful, etc.
Yeah. I'm kind of skimming this as we're talking about it.
So, the gang starts fighting. Then, after they've, made each other miserable, Tails checks the robot to see what's wrong with it. And he finds
a big Eggman logo speaker on it.
Yeah. He decides he'll go get him back himself. Cut to Eggman with this big cake shaped like his face. And UT says in response to his thoughts, "What a beautiful cake. I hope nobody sits on it." Tails comes in through the skylight and lands on the cake. Tails attempts to negotiate an offer with Eggman. He offers to be his assistant. Eggman agrees to it. And, in exchange, Tails will send back UT with a message on it, explaining that he has gone of his own accord. UT then shows up to where the gang are, plays the video, then translates for him that, Tails is in danger and he needs to rescue him. And he also seems to think he's really cool about doing this.
He is.
Yeah, he is. It's a clever plan. Sonic and his friends go to rescue Tails. Right before they show up, Eggman's telling him to plug a drill into an extremely unsafe socket. We get a fight.
Hey kid, put that fork in that socket over there.
Yeah, fucking electrocute yourself, child.
Eggman said trial by fire, put your finger in that socket,
also,
kid.
I'm looking at the robot, showing the projection of Tails, and I'm like, why can he just do this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, once upon a time there was a fantasy... Once upon a time there was a sci-fi series called Star Wars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else?
This is where the funniest bit I had in these 4 episodes comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Tails and, Eggman walk out of the fortress after Sonic and friends get done, ruining everything. And they're like, we're here to save you, Tails. And, Eggman says, save him? No, we have a contract. And Orbot brings, a piece of paper over to Tails and is like, the contract for you to sign. And Tails looks at it and goes, and walks away.
Mm.
And I just don't know what
Yeah.
He just, looks at it, why would I sign that?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking dumbass.
So, what's next? They all fight some robots, they win, and Styx throws the Universal Translator into the ocean.
Rip.
Let's see, should I explain the funny dog episode, or should you explain to me, My Fair Stixie?
I'm not sure. It depends on which one you'd rather talk about the next time we roll this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd rather talk about, like, if you
I
don't
think
mind.
it would be good for a bit if you explained to me something.
Okay, I'll try. Fuck me. So, My Fair Stixie, there's just, like, a bunch of fucking meteors that, like, crash. Like, that's just how the episode opens up, and,
Yeah, just inextricably.
yeah, and, this is kind of, like, something I've actually seen as, like, a meme online where, like, Amy's like, we shouldn't be running, we should be wishing on them. And then she's just like, she's like, I wish for a pony, and Sonic's like, I wish you would duck under something, and so he, like, dragged her under or something so she wouldn't fucking die. And she's like, damn, why did your thing come true? Mine didn't. And the thing they were under is something that, like, Styx has as, like, a way of protecting wherever they are, like, whatever town they're in. I'm not really sure what it's called.
It's Nameless Village. It's literally
called Nameless Village. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one Sonic Boomtown that had nobody in it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, she has a thing that can, like, protect the town, and she, like, it can do a couple different things, including, like, protects from reading minds and stuff. This is why I was like, oh, she's paranoid. Aha. She's got, like, funny, like, people can read my thoughts and tinfoil will protect me kind of thing. But she's right, also with the, like, being able to protect the town from the meteors. She can just, like, fling them back, and just with, like, the machinery that's all around the town. And, they, like, meet back up at, like, their headquarters, and Styx is like, I got a fucking freaky, or, like, she's, like, kind of where, like, because of her, like, paranoia stuff, she's like, I got a letter, or I got this paper thing, I don't know what it is, and everyone's like, that's a letter, dude. Mm-hmm. And, she's
Styx, that's what we like to call mail.
She's afraid of it, so I think, like, Amy opens it, and there's just another joke about, like, Knuckles trying to read it, and he puts on glasses and, like, I can't read.
Yeah, he can't read.
He can't read, so Sonic reads it and is...
They do the bit for a while.
Yeah, it's a bit long, but, like...
Like, he stares at it for, like, a good minute.
I was like, they could have cut that down a little bit, especially because these episodes aren't that long. But... So, I think Sonic ends up reading it out loud and is like, you get an awardee award from the mayor of the Nameless Village, and, you get it because you saved the town. Yay. And, there's, like, this whole, there's this whole, like, joke about, how it's like, oh, you and your 4 closest friends can come, and then it cuts to, like, the 4 others, and then the comic chimp, what? Comedy chimp, and they're like, not you.
NFT ape.
The NFT ape is upset and leaves, cause he's not invited, cause the other 4 are closer to 6. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be, like, a funny, like, oh, Sonic, you're not invited, or something.
Yeah, Styx just completely goes like, so the comedy ape is coming with me.
Yeah. But, I think, like, Styx gets worried and doesn't wanna, like, go because she has to be, like, formal. Like, she has to be all dressed up and with a bunch of, like, stuffy people, and she's kinda, like, feral. She actually describes herself as a feral badger. 'Cause, you know, what she does is she just, like, I mean, she even says, like, oh, my schedule is all filled up. I'm digging in the trash 5 days out of the week, and then getting a tetanus shot and digging in the trash more. And Amy's like...
I mean, at least she has it scheduled.
Yeah, true. That's more than I have.
Yeah, she knows.
And Amy's like, I can teach you to be a lady. We should do it. You like shiny things, and the trophy is a shiny thing, so we should go and do it. And Styx is a little, like, unsure, but she gets, like, convinced into it, and she is talked into having, like, an escort to the, like, I guess it would be awardee meal, fancy meal. And, Comedy Chimp comes back, and they're like, no, not you. Sonic's gonna be her escort. And then there's, like...
Yeah, I fear you, NFT ape.
And then there's, like, a whole montage about, like, her learning to be fancy lady. And it goes as well as you'd expect. So not well. But it's just a fun little montage. And then they're like, it's good enough. She's good enough. It's fine. Let's go. Let's do it anyway. I like this part where, like, there's just a cutout of, like, one of the fancy people that they run into later. I don't know. Yeah, they, like... And they do a dance, which never comes up later. I'm like, damn. You're trying to teach Styx to dance, and they don't even show it off. There is, like, one important thing...
Yeah, she doesn't get to dance.
There is, like, one important thing that comes up later where it's like, a lady doesn't fight. 'Cause she, like, threatens...
Yeah, 'cause at the cardboard cutout. Yeah.
Yeah, she threatens the cardboard cutout. Like, this is my escort, Sonic. If you don't like it, I'll fucking throttle you. And Amy's like, no. Ladies don't fight. Yeah, this comes back. I like that Sonic's like, yes, I will be your escort, but I will not wear pants. I refuse. I will wear a nice shirt, but I will not wear pants.
He wears the, like, E3 blazer. Like, about to announce your new indie video game.
He's got a t-shirt that says...
Sonic looks like...
He
has a t-shirt that says Classic Gamer, and then if he wears it over it, it says I eat ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love eating. Brian David Gilbert. I love eating snacks and classic games. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got the E3 blazer on, and he's about to announce, Poggle 2.
I like, there's just, like, various amounts of formal wear on these creatures. Like, I like that, you know, Knuckles still goes, like, fucking naked, essentially. And everyone fucking loves Knuckles there, actually, because, like, you know, they go in and they, like, start kind of, like, you know, we see the effort that Styx put into being a lady, and it's still kind of, like, not quite right, where she's, like, smelling this guy crazily, because she's like, I gotta compliment your cologne, and I'm gonna fucking stick my nose everywhere. But then there's this, like, little thing about, like, Sonic and Knuckles just knowing these food names that I don't know. I'm like, why do you know these fancy food names?
They studied.
And then cause I like can't remember the names fully, which is a problem because Knuckles makes a stupid pun with them. I think he's like crud. Hold on. Yeah, he's like a red cruddio spread. Like, goat cheese and a red cruddio spread. And everyone's like, ha, Knuckles, you're so funny. Wow, you're saying it just as it really is. Wow, you're fucking telling us like it is. Us fucking fancy people. Well, no, they're not swearing. They're saying like, us fancy people will never, like, say what's really on our minds. And there's a whole thing about that. And Knuckles, I'm like, how does Knuckles have his own, like, storyline in this, like, 10-minute show, but...
They love Knuckles. The show loves Knuckles.
The show fucking loves Knuckles.
Yeah, me too.
It's a very different Knuckles, but I do love him. Oh, and then Styx, like, still saying some stuff and talking about a walrus being, like, having, like, fat for the winter. And I'm like...
She says she's, like, ready for the...
And I'm like, that is a good thing on a walrus, to be fair. Like, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
But these, like, animal people are more like humans. At a certain point, they, like, sit down to, like, eat and wait for if they actually get their awardee awards. And Eggman shows up.
Eggman is there.
He's there. He's like...
Eggman is there.
And they're like, how did you get invited? You didn't save the town. He's like, I have a lot of people that like me. I have a lot of people on my side that would have voted for me. And then it cuts to him, like, stuffing the ballot box with a robot that's, like, a ballot stuffing robot. And he's like, yep, lots of people love me.
Yeah.
And I like that there's just this exchange of, like, he doesn't really know who Styx is, but, like, he recognizes her eventually. But, like, he's like, wow, you're so fancy. When she's, like, going to slurp her soup, she, like, picks it up and, like, you know, slurps it, but she still puts her pinky out, so she's being fancy about it. And at a certain point...
And Eggman loves this.
I
Eggman says that's how a lady drinks soup.
Yes.
And then he yells at the turtle for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then the turtle wins
Who
the
appeared
award.
the first time. Yeah, this is the first time the turtle was shown.
Right.
The turtle, it wasn't even, like, shown at the party. And then he gets the award. And then Eggman's like, something smells fishy, and there's a fish in a bowl, and he's like, I have irritable bowel syndrome.
Huh.
And I laughed. Because I'm fucking stupid.
Ew.
But yeah, Eggman's fucking mad about it, and he just, like, brings out his ballot stuffing robot and throws ballots around threateningly. He's like, this is not as scary as I was hoping, so he, like, brings in his actual minion robot bee guys that I forget the name of. They've been shown before, though. And he, like, traps the 4 main characters that aren't Styx. And they're like, please help us, Styx! She's like,
he has, like, a 0-point energy ray from The Incredibles. He lets them in, like, a zero gravity field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Out of, like, nowhere, and I'm like, Eggman, why don't you use this more often?
Yeah, he should! What the fuck? Fuck. But they keep, like, they keep begging Styx for help, who isn't trapped. And she's like, no, a lady can't fight. I'm trying to do my duty. I'm trying! And then, like, eventually she, like, breaks. And she's like, I have to stop him. She, like, what does she do? She, like, bends one of the cutlery that she was having trouble with before and, like, throws it at one of the things on his arms and make, Knuckles and Tails come out of their zero gravity beam. And then there's some fighting. Eventually, Sonic and Amy get out too. And I think at the end it's just like, they win.
Mm-hmm.
They stop Eggman. He gets, the fucking ballot robot has, like, fired. You know, it's got lasers, whatever. But eventually,
why didn't he start out with the lasers?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. That's why I was like, why did he throw the ballots?
This robot ain't scary.
Yeah, I was like, I think lasers are plenty scary.
Right.
What if he added them, like, on the fly, like, during that fight?
Damn. That'd be pretty impressive, honestly.
Right.
Technical genius.
Yeah, I mean, Eggman leaves, and they're like, yay, Styx saved us. The turtle is like, but I won the trophy still. Styx is fucking pissed and, like, takes it from him.
Yeah, this turtle gets one speaking line and it's to be shitty.
Right.
And, Amy's like, hey, you should show me how to, follow my instincts. Because I showed you how to be a lady. And so then they jump into some trash.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how it ends.
Yeah.
With funny little, like, Knuckles having moments with these rich fuckers and having fist bumps with them throughout.
Yeah, Knuckles
Like,
gets 2 boyfriends.
Damn, he's got 2 sugar daddies!
Knuckle got 2 sugar daddies in the point of one party.
Damn. God.
That's what being a himbo can get you.
Yeah.
I have to learn, Amy's gotta learn about following her instincts, and I gotta learn how to be a himbo enough to fucking get 2 sugar daddies.
In the course of, like, one party.
Yeah. I think that's kinda it, like.
Yeah, that's episode.
Yeah. Alright.
Hopefully we at least talked about the episodes that you asked a question about. I guess maybe not the dog robot, but we'll talk about the dog robot in the future, I guess.
Right.
Sorry for the confusion.
I saw the messages in, like, real time. Not real time, but I saw them at, like, 7:30, and I was like, oh no, it's too late to warn anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
And it sucks because I watched these, like, during my, like, if I had actually, like, looked at the question post and been like, I don't remember anything about a dog, but I was kind of, like, at work, unfortunately.
Our first questions come in from Jasmine Sidmon, who asks, how's the show hold up compared to out-of-context clips on Twitter and YouTube?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I won't say it's, like, excellent. I will say it genuinely got me at a few points, where I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
It's better than I expect from a Sonic show. Just because I'm used to, like, being kind of, like, like, lukewarm on some of the stuff with, like, Sonic Underground, Sad AM.
Yeah, I do think, like, there are, like, lots of Sonic Boom clips, and it's all, like, the good jokes. The ones that stick with you.
Yeah.
I'm, like...
Although even one of the jokes that I've seen in clips, like, Devon even mentioned went on for too long. The whole, like, Knuckles not being able to read thing went on, like, a little too long. And that's, like, one of the ones people got.
And even then, it was still, like, pretty good. Like, the lead up to it, I was like, okay, a little too long, but I understand it. It's still pretty funny.
It is pretty solid comedic timing.
Yeah.
All things considered. Like, there's some, like, weirdness, like the monkey just showing up, but...
Yeah, like the monkey just appearing.
Sometimes the show can just feel a little weird.
But I understand, like, some of the jokes being, like, shoehorned in, like, oh, it's funny, there's more people than there should be, kind of thing. And I'm like, I can see why this would be funny, and, like, it's probably geared more towards, like, kids, but even still, it definitely got laughs out of me.
What central gag would you build an episode around?
Maybe something...
I've got one in my head.
Yeah, go for it. I'm struggling.
I've watched pretty much all of the show before, and one episode that I don't remember this show doing, but it's something that seemingly every cartoon did for a long period of time, was the episode based on the Fantastic Voyage, where someone gets sick and they all have to shrink down into a ship to, like...
Oh, yeah, everyone was doing that one.
Yeah.
I feel like that's troubling waters in Sonic, though. Just due to the fandom. But I feel like it could still be, like, a fun normal episode.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I could, like, try to think of, like, things that I've seen in, like, Fairly Odd Parents and shit that, like, I would think would translate well to, like, Sonic. Like, I guess, do any of the episodes have, like, a body switching? Wow!
I think there's one, but I cannot remember.
There has to be a body switching episode in this.
Yeah, I feel like
Or
that's
like,
a classic.
I want a classic, Eggman becomes nice, Sonic becomes evil episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, Tails becomes evil.
There is an episode like that, I think.
Excellent.
Good.
That one's always a classic.
Or like...
Someone just becomes twisted.
Mm-hmm.
So funny, twisted... And it's not just like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh wow, this is evil Sonic, Scourge, or whatever. He just gets zapped with something.
He gets zapped with an evil ray or something.
I don't want any Scourge on this show.
I also kind of want like is there like a better Sonic? Like, well, okay, I guess you could just be like, Shadow
cooler
shows
Sonic
up.
comes in?
Yeah, I guess
there's
you'd be like,
definitely an episode like that.
But I could see it happening with, like, even if it's not like, Shadow shows up. It could be like, a faster animal shows up. Or like, this...
Or like...
one that has all
Or
the
like
attention.
Robotnik builds a better robot.
Yeah.
And it's like super nice.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, damn Sonic, do we even need you anymore? And Eggman's like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Also, Shadow is in a couple episodes. Not a lot. I think he's in like 2 episodes, but he does exist in this continuity.
Not a Shadow.
Good, I miss him.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get to Shadow the Hedgehog so you can get more Shadow content. Or I guess Sonic 06, you know?
Let's see. Casey asks a few questions. First, what food would make you evil? What food would you make evil?
I can only think of the Slamwich from Kids Next Door.
Oh, I fucking love the Slamwich.
The Slamwich is just a big evil sandwich that the evil lunch lady makes. And they have to make They have to make a big hamster to defeat it.
Right.
That's the fucking plot of that movie. And they sing about
I feel like
it. It's the singing episode for some reason.
This is gonna be whack, but I feel like this is gonna be whack. I feel like any episode that Sloppy Joes as a food are like evil. I don't know how to explain why that is, but Sloppy Joes is just like a food. Are cursed and evil.
Funny evil cake is pretty good. Which I assume is what happens.
I'm trying to think of a good example, and I'm thinking
evil rich people food, like evil caviar.
Good. So, you know how?
I think so.
You know how like
really
there'll be like really fancy pop-up restaurants that serve this food, but it's got gold in it.
Yeah, of course. Or like
truffles.
God.
I want
truffle
that, but with like
gold.
with some sort of like evil mineral, like evil with like evil crystal in it. And then it comes and either you eat it and it turns you evil, or it comes to life and attacks you. I don't know which one.
I mean the latter one, because then people who are planning to spend that much money on bullshit food get fucking attacked, and that's pretty good.
Oh, now
that's
I'm just thinking about the stuff. The stuff is great.
I never saw it. I know that's one of the movies you saw for like fear baiting or something, right?
It's like It's like this weird goopy white consumable that mind controls you if you eat enough of it.
I don't like that it's goopy and white.
You know?
I don't like that. Sorry.
It's fair.
You know?
I don't like that.
Folks?
Yeah, I do not know if this show is pro or anti, cum guzzling, but I'll tell you that.
Is this show pro or anti the goop?
Do you mean this show is in, Sonic
show.
Boom or Sonic
Sonic
Shuffle? Okay. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, man, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we
Casey
stand on this.
Casey also asks about Killer Robot, right?
Yeah.
'Cause she also asked the food question.
What killer robot do you make? How accurate is the name?
I'm gonna make, the Squidinator, and it's not gonna be like a squid robot, it's just gonna have a beam on it that turns people into squids. So it'll look like a threatening, like, regular robot, and they'll be like, why the fuck is it called the Squidinator? And then it just shoots a beam and it turns you into a fucking squid.
I'm just looking at the dog robot I don't know anything about since I didn't watch that episode.
Now,
and I'm just like, the Puppinator. The Puppinator 3000. But it...
the Puppinator makes you go to puppy mode.
It makes you puppy mode.
It makes you into puppy mode.
I'm thinking like a spider bot, but it's not like a robot shaped like a spider. It's a robot that controls spiders. And maybe it does like some weird terrifying swarm tactics.
Ooh.
Oh, so like that one bit in Spider-Man where he just like shows up to a guy and he's like, I'm summoning the spiders.
Spiders man.
Yeah, Spiders man.
Our last question comes from Drashura, who asks, what Sonic character would you want to room with?
None of them. They're all teenagers and they all fucking probably stink.
I gotta say, probably Tails, because he seems like he'll just live in his workshop all day.
Yeah.
And also, apparently he knows how to make a mean eggs. Yeah, apparently he knows how to make a mean egg salmon benedict, so.
Yeah, I would eat that. I don't fucking have cholesterol problems. I'll fucking eat the yellow yolk and the salmon. Fuck yeah.
I'd be like, give me some of that.
Otherwise, maybe like...
I'm trying to think of someone...
Oh wait, does it only have to be characters from the show, or can it be like any Sonic character? TMTM.
Let's go with any Sonic character.
Well, you know my answer is fucking Dr. Starline.
Right.
But would he be a good roommate?
No, that's why I'm gonna room with him. Neither of us are gonna be good roommates.
Yeah, that's true. That works.
Right.
I'm gonna fucking ruin his life.
Oh god. I feel like my answer might still be Tails, because I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like...
Yeah, if I want a good roommate, it's gonna be Tails. If I want to ruin someone's day, it's gonna be Dr. Starline.
I don't know why, but I am thinking of, Mighty the Armadillo.
Interesting. I don't know enough about Mighty the Armadillo.
Well, next time we roll Classic, we'll talk about Knuckles Chaotix.
How fucking yes.
Which, let me find a die, and I'll roll it, and we'll decide what we're talking about next week, unless, let me check the schedule. Yep, we're rolling for next week.
Hey, do you think Silver would be a good roommate? I feel like he would be enraptured by, like, the littlest things you showed him.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you ever hear of No? And he's like, yo, what?
Silver would love Naruto.
I feel Silver would too much anxiety to live with. And I'm like, I already have to deal with my own anxiety. I don't need to deal with someone else's.
Right.
That's
I'm
why
saying that very rudely because Silver doesn't exist. I would deal with a real person.
Yeah,
But
you see, the thing about
because
living with
Silver is
Silver...
fake.
The thing about living with Silver is that inherently, if you showed him any news any day of the week, he'd be like, that's it. That's how the apocalypse starts. But, if you just simply drown that out by constantly showing him clips of Naruto, well then.
Yeah, let's see. I'm having trouble finding my D10, so I'm gonna grab the D100 from my dice bag and use that as a temporary replacement.
I mean, that's essentially
Yeah.
a D10.
Yeah.
Yeah, with extra steps.
That is a 40, so a 4, which is... Oh! UK comics, okay. I'll look at some UK comics and we'll decide which ones we're reading next week.
Sick.
Yeah. I think like an arc is about to start. Maybe like Knuckles gets introduced. I'm not sure. But more on that next week. Let's take it to a close. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. And you can find all those places at linktr.ee/big_challenges. From there, you can find my Twitter at biggerchallenge. You can find the other podcasts I do, which include Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We just recorded, and hopefully by the time this goes up, have uploaded, a fanfiction writing episode, where...
Let's go.
Listeners sent in a selection of fanfics for us to read. Also, Audrey submitted a portion of one, she's been working on in private. You can listen to, Video Games, the movie, the podcast, a video game movie review podcast that goes up once a month. I do it with my friend Maxie. We are currently on, this month's episode is going to be Ryuga Gotoku, the Yakuza movie, guest starring Kamurocho radio hosts Argyle and Jordan. You can listen to my finished podcast, Chill Bleed, about Ill Bleed, and Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast. Or my inactive podcast, Stranger's Fiction. You can you can also visit at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. Recently, Troc Day happened, and AGDQ. So, happy AGDQ, Xbox, and happy Troc Day, Xbox. Okay. Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts, Partridge Lounge, which is on hiatus, but it is a Hunter x Hunter podcast. Digimon Ghost Gaze, a Digimon Ghost game watching podcast. Apparently the next episode is gonna fucking kick my teeth in. According to how everyone's reacting in the Discord. Can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, it's something.
And then, oh, you've seen it, okay.
I just caught up today, it's something.
Oh boy. And then you can also find me on my other podcasts, which is kind of a pain to find. We've realized SEO-wise, but hopefully it's on my Twitter. So it's forward ReZero, a ReZero watching podcast where I watch it for the first time. My two co-hosts who've seen it before. I'm starting to like it more than I expected. You wouldn't know that from the most, I think we only have episode 2 out, but as of this recording, we have a 4th episode, and I did admit to starting to like it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Devon, where can we find you?
You can find me also on a Hunter x Hunter podcast called Bone Whale Hunting, where I and Digimon Ghost Games co-host Emery, along with my roommate, go through Hunter x Hunter. Eventually we'll start posting episodes again. We're recording them. I'm just lazy. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at Groove and Ghastly. That's it.
Great. And you can find us on Twitter at ShuffleSonic. And from there you can find our Discord. And you can also find us on Noisepace.xyz. Noisepace.xyz is a podcast network, incubator, we'll call it what you like, that is host to many podcasts, including ones we are on and have brought up already. And as always, I do a little alphabetical shout out from the list of podcasts. This week we're talking about Video Games, the Movie, the Podcast. Every month, Dan and Maxie discuss a movie adaptation of a video game series and rate it based both on its quality as an adaptation and its quality as a standalone film. The latest episode to have gone up was on December 30th, and it's Gyakuten Saiban 2012, aka Ace Attorney.
Oh, you don't say.
Hey!
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like it's been going since May.
It's a pretty active podcast too,
Yeah.
so kind of unusual for this list.
Yeah. Hasn't missed a month yet. Well, there's some episodes that go up a few days late, it looks like.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Alright. Anyways, where was, oh yeah. So, as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He's the only blue eye that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Night!
Good night!